welcome back to my channel. I am Heather Tiemann. I'm a realtor down here in the beautiful Lexington, Columbia area of South Carolina. And today we're going to be talking about 3 suburbs of Columbia, which is Lexington, Irmo, and Chapin, and why they come up so often and the differences in between them. But before we get started, you know what I'm going to ask. If you could please like and subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And I do have a goal of 550 subscribers by the end of 2025. And we're like 520-ish. So I only need 30 more subscribers. So you guys have really been killing it. And I greatly appreciate all the love and support. You guys have been absolutely amazing. So I'll quit rambling. Let's hop on into this. So why do Lexington, Irmo, and Lexington, Irmo, and Chapin come up so often? Those are generally the 3 main areas around the lake that you're going to see a lot of people asking about. Most of the time, I can't go too much into details on this, but a lot of it has to do with their proximity to Lake Murray, as well as the schools that they are zoned for. So those are 2 of the highest ranked school districts in our area. So generally speaking, that is why most people tend to look at those areas. So let's talk a little bit about the differences between them. So start with Lexington. So Lexington is fast growing. It has a mix of suburban and small town charm. It has a bustling town center with shopping, restaurants, and businesses. It is very popular with families as well as young professionals, but mostly families. Is definitely geared towards young families. You will see some people that retire here, but a lot of people that live here are going to be younger families. Strong community events. So we have wine walks, Market at the Ice House, the Snowball Festival. It is very community oriented, and they do a lot of community events. Then we have Irmo. Irmo is going to be different than Lexington. It has definitely a different feel. You can tell the difference as soon as you're driving into Irmo from Lexington. It's definitely more established. So it has I don't want to call it older. It has more of a mature feel, if that makes sense. It's quieter, more residential with mature trees and older neighborhoods. It has a more settled in feel than Lexington, whereas Lexington, you can tell is fast growing. There's lots of construction around. There's lots of new things being built, whereas Irmo is a little more established in that area. And is very close to the Harbison shopping district, which is going to have everything. But we'll talk more about that in a minute. And then we have Chapin. Chapin is going to be a more rural, small town feel. It's known as the capital of Lake Murray. It's definitely a slower pace of life. It's great for those wanting more space and less hustle. They don't mind traveling for more entertainment options or big box retail. So that is kind of a synopsis on Chapin. It's less commercial, but it has a charming downtown area and like a tight-knit community. Going into the commute and location, Lexington, depending on where you live in Lexington and depending on traffic, it's about 20 to 30 minutes to downtown Columbia. It's easy access to I-20, 378, and 26. However, traffic can be very heavy during peak times. So something to keep in mind if you are trying to commute to downtown Columbia. Irmo is going to have direct access to 26. It's about 15 to 20 minutes to downtown and is a very quick drive to Harbison Boulevard and shopping. And Chapin's going to be the furthest out. It's further north. There's fewer highways. Commute can feel longer, but it can also be more scenic. You're about 25 to 35 minutes to downtown Columbia, depending on where you live in Chapin. And that also depends heavily on traffic. Currently, Chapin's going through a lot of road construction, especially on major intersections there. So it can take longer. So definitely something you want to be prepared for. Schools, again, I can't go too deep into schools on if they're good or if they're bad, but all 3 are known for pretty strong schools. Lexington is generally Lexington 1 school district. There's very, very small pockets that are Lexington 2, but generally speaking, all of Lexington is Lexington 1 school district. They're highly rated. They're newer schools. There's lots of growth going on, so lots of new schools being built. Irmo is part of the Lexington Richland District 5. Some schools are very strong, others are a little more mixed. And then you have Chapin, also Lexington Richland District 5. It is often ranked near the top of the state and is a smaller school community feel there. So number 4, going into shopping and amenities. Lexington is going to have a good amount of shopping options. You can mostly live and shop in Lexington and only need to go into Columbia or Irmo for more bigger box retailers as well as entertainment options. So Lexington has a Target, a Lowe's, Publix, local boutiques, Hobby Lobby, Ulta, Aldi, all those kind of things like that, Kohl's. If the dining options are growing quick, and then they also have the Ice House Amphitheater, which they use to host a lot of concerts. Irmo is going to be near Harbison, Columbia's main retail corridor. So you have Target, Columbiana Center, which is our mall, Costco. It's quick access to big box stores and restaurants. They also have a lot of great parks in Irmo. In Chapin, you're going to have fewer big box options. You'll have Publix and small shops, but most major shopping is going to be in Irmo or Lexington. It is more of a local, small business feel. Number 5, outdoor and lake access. So all 3 have access to Lake Murray, but Lexington is going to have several public access points and marinas. When I say public access points, that does not mean beach swimming areas. That mostly means like boat ramps or places to have a picnic. There is a beach access in Lexington, but I would not count on having all this public access as far as swimming goes. Irmo is a very short drive to the Lake Murray Dam, which is a popular walking path. And then you have the Lake Murray Perlet Park on the Irmo side of the dam, which will have places for picnics and fishing and a boat ramp. And then if you just go over the dam, the Lexington beach area is right there. And then Chapin, that's going to be the closest to Drury Island State Park. I do want to back up a little bit to Pine Island, to Irmo. Pine Island is being built, so you should have a swimming area there, I think October 1st. So something to keep in mind. It's the best access to the northern side of the lake. Going back to Chapin. I'm sorry. I was kind of all over the place. We're going back to Chapin now. It's closest to Drury Island State Park, which is going to have a ton of swimming options in Drury Island State Park, as well as camping and picnics and fishing and all that fun stuff. It's perfect for boaters, and it is the best access on the northern side of Lake Murray. Number 6, we're going to talk about home prices. So generally speaking, in Lexington, you're going to have lots of new construction, and prices are going to range anywhere from, I say $250,000, but generally it's going to be a little bit higher than that, all the way to $600,000 plus. There's going to be many different neighborhood options with amenities like pools and trails. You're going to have a lot of options in Lexington because there's so much new construction here. So you do have a good amount of options. Going into Irmo, you're going to find a lot of older homes, and they're going to be very well priced. You can have a lot of great options under $300,000 in Irmo. You're going to have more inventory from resales versus new construction, but those are going to be in established neighborhoods. So they may be a little bit older homes. Some have been updated, some haven't, but you're definitely going to have a more established, mature feel in Irmo. And oftentimes you can get some really good deals if you're purchasing a home in Irmo. Chapin, homes closer to the lake can get pricey. That's really for anywhere. But they're going to have more rural properties available with land, smaller pool of inventory just because it's a smaller area in general, especially for homes under $350,000. You're going to have a much smaller pool there than you would in, say, Lexington or Irmo. But there is a lot of new construction going on in Chapin, so you are getting more options there. Locals don't really love all the new construction going on there because Chapin is a very small town, and I think many people want to kind of keep it that way. So number 7, who each town is best for. Lexington is going to be best for families who want access to some higher rated schools, if they're okay with growth and a mix of convenience and charm. Irmo is going to be ideal for those who want affordability, access to shopping, and acquire an established neighborhood feel. And Chapin is going to be great for lake lovers, retirees, or those seeking more space and a slower pace of life. I do think that those are going to be each town's target audience, if you will. So if you are having any questions about any of these areas and you want to, ask me to delve deeper into each town individually, I'm more than happy to do that. Just drop a comment below, or you can reach out to me. My contact information is in the description box below, and I'm always happy to answer any questions that you may have about the differences with each town. Also, if you haven't already joined, we have a Moving to Lexington, Moving to Irmo, and Moving to Chapin Facebook groups. Those are linked down below as well. But until next time, I will catch you in the next video. Bye!